So, World Tournament Series, happening on the 8th of August. What is happening at the Tournament Series, you say? What is it? It's the SPVP World Tournament event. It's the third one. It's the one in Europe, and it's going to be at GamesCom. It's going to be epic. And the footage in the background is the highlights from the last WTS, just in case you haven't seen it. And I'm going to talk about this WTS and what it is during this highlight video. So I'm not going to talk for any longer, so let's get on with it. We have 4 teams. We have 2 EU representative teams, we have 1 NA team, and we have 1 Chinese team. Chinese team, Original Sin or GLHF. We are still not too sure exactly what they're going to be called. Again, this team, Mysterious and Enigma, they are unknown. We know a couple of the members, Mr. Time and also Nocturne, who we've seen at various WTS or All-Star events. Also, that was at Gamescom actually, and a couple of different players that we haven't seen from the Chinese region. We cannot find much about the actual region itself. They don't have YouTube and whatnot, and it's very difficult to look at video footage from EU and even America. So that's going to be an interesting team to see. They did defeat Heaven and Earth, who went to the previous WTS in their own qualifier finals as well. So very interesting stuff to see the Chinese team and see how well they will be improving, because each WTS they have indeed improved, and we've seen an improvement in their teams and their comps and the way they're playing. So it's going to be very interesting. Let's go on to the NA team, the Abjured, of course. You can see them featured in this footage. They have been at every WTS so far. We saw them win against TCG, who are at this WTS this year, and we actually saw them get defeated by Orange Logo, the only team to have defeated them this year, and 4 games in a row. That's something massive. But can they come back to this WTS? Can they get revenge? Is what we're thinking about, and what, you know, a lot of guys over in NA and their fans, of course, all over the world are hoping that they can do, with a little bit of a different comp going on as well this time. You know, in terms of their builds, of course, because we've had massive changes. Will this benefit them being the more tanky team in the tournament? Will they be able to come back and do what they do best? Next, we have TCG, the Civilized Gentlemen from the EU. EU sending 2 teams this time round. Of course, TCG were at the first WTS. But that's only going to be Helsef being the only original member from that team that went to WTS. Texby was also in there, but he wasn't really, you know, in that team. He wasn't in the team that went to China anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what Helsef is thinking about him coming back and then, you know, stamping his claim on the WTS tournament. He wants to win this more than anything. This is something he really, we all know Helsef, we all know how driven he is to try and win this tournament, and how good his players in his team are, coming from various teams such as 55 HP Monks, Fazan as well, and Lipion, who's been on various teams, a very well known player in the SPVP scene. Texby been sticking with Helsef for a long time now. They're very strategized team. They've got a lot of strategy under their belts. They're always thinking 2 moves ahead, not even 1 move ahead. Helsef always talking about chess, and you know, that's what you need to do in that. You're always thinking ahead, which is what TCG are all about. They're all about the strategy, the forward thinking, the rotations around the map, making sure they're always 1 step ahead of their opponents, which is what they were to a degree at the WTS qualifiers in the EU, because they actually took the 1st place and Orange Logo came 2nd. So it's going to be very interesting to see what TCG brings to this. Like I said, also Helsef, being the main man who's got the experience in front of a live crowd, is the only one in the team who has that experience. In Guild Wars 2, I'm not sure if there's any live experience for the other guys in any other live environment, but I'm pretty sure not. So that kind of thing actually does matter quite a lot. Orange Logo feed off the crowd. This is what Ron does to drive his team forward. You can see it in the video, you can see he's talking, you can see how energetic he is. Will we see that energy from TCG in the WTS finals? We'll have to wait and see. They have been defeating Orange Logo in various cups recently as well, but they have suffered about 2 or 3 defeats in a row from Orange Logo in the Go for Guild Wars 2 Cups from the ESL on our Sundays on twitch.tv/Guild Wars 2. So they are looking to do pretty well. Always fantastic to watch TCG as well. Pretty much, like I said, rotational minded, very strategical. Strategical? That's a word I just made up, so it's fine. You know what I'm like, I do that all the time. So, finally, Orange Logo, champions from the NA region in Boston, when of course they went over, all the way over to Boston, a long way, and they defeated the Abjured in the finals, 2 games, and also defeated them in the upper bracket as well, and went on to win the cup, of course. Now, they were very strong in this. Of course, they had Blackjack, who was playing Elementalist, and now they have Syndranir, who's come in to play Thief for them, and he is the one who hasn't had the experience in a live tournament setting. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it, and how the rest of the team does as well, as we've got different composition now. Tage playing a DPS Guardian back at the Boston tournament as well. The comp is different, and actually some people might even say that Orange Logo probably are feeling a bit like the underdog in this tournament, with maybe even the weaker comp. But have they got the weakest, and well, I'm not going to say the weakest players, because there are no weak players in this tournament at all, but in terms of their comp and how they're going to come together, is it going to be enough to take it for a second time in a row? We'll have to wait and see. These are the environments that they thrive upon, and their passion and their aggression really can take over. If they get into a team fight, they will normally 9 times out of 10 take it. And that is the strength of that Orange Logo team. TCG, very strategical, very strategized, sorry. I'm having problems with saying strategy apparently. And very, you know, focused on trying to win the rotational game, TCG. And then you've got the Abjured, very tanky, very calm and collected at times, but then, you know, they were very confident in the WTS over in Boston. Did that cause them to be too optimistic in their goals? You know, maybe, but they still played well, but it wasn't enough to take it from the EU guys, Orange Logo. Chinese team, I'm looking forward to seeing those guys really bring it in this year. Just see this year, we've already had a WTS this year. This is insane. We've had 3 since December. This is going to be the 3rd one. So again, you can see that they're going to improve. Is it enough to really get them in a position above 4th this time? This is the closest WTS that we will have, that we've had so far. You know, TCG and Orange Logo have been locked in the finals of Go4s and monthlies for the ESL for weeks and months now. And this is the Abjured, still not really any competition. It's starting to get better on NA, but it's still no massive competition coming out from the NA region to really test them. We've seen they're scrimming at the moment, different teams and different people in EU to try and to come to grips with our scene as well, because, you know, that's our scene is probably going to be dominating the game. Well, obviously dominating the tournament. We've got 2 teams playing. They're playing against the Mesmer as well in the form of Helseth, who is very important in terms of their rotational play, and also their skill and tactical minds are going to have to be used very much so in terms of trying to out-rotate Orange Logo and out-rotating their Guardian Tage, who is so effective in team fights. And like I said, these team fight situations are so strong for Orange Logo, so they need to disperse these guys. They need to out-rotate them, outnumber, and defeat them in that way. Can they do that? We will have to wait and see. I'm casting alongside Colaris, and also we have analysts on the desk, which is pretty exciting. First time for Guild Wars 2 SPVP. We had Nick Chronic Gamer on the analyst desk a couple of times for the monthly, but this time we've got 3 men, and this is going to be a dedicated desk. So I'm just casting, pure hype. We've got Chronic Gamer, we've got Moa from the German side of things, we've got Waffle as well from one of the French casters. So it's going to be a great group of people that have come together to give you this awesome show, and we've also got a great host as well, Mitch from the ESL. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an epic Gamescom. Make sure you check it out. It's going to be on Guild Wars 2 Twitch channel, so twitch.tv/Guild Wars 2. And it's going to be at 10 AM CEST, 9 AM British time, of course, and it will be at 1 AM on the west coast of America, and you can work out the rest from there, because that's enough time regions for me. And, you know, I've done pretty well, actually. Almost got to the end of the footage. But yeah, guys, seriously, make sure you check out the World Tournament Series 2015 in Cologne. It's going to be massive. We're going to have everyone on show in front of you. The casters are going to be out there. The analysts are going to be out there. The teams, the most important guys, the teams are going to be there. It's going to be a fantastic set of games. So make sure you check it out. Go to the website. I'll stick a link below as well. I'm Jebro. There's your final winners of Boston NA. Will Orange Logo be able to take it back? Will they be able to come back and prove that they've still got it? Will TCG take it back? Will the Abjured be able to actually come back into the scene and win from their first WTS? And will the China team actually cause a massive upset? The mysterious enigma that is this original sin? Who knows? I will see you very soon. Take care.